just a quick thought. I watched a video recently. A friend showed it to me. The most expensive apartment in the world. And it's something ridiculous. I mean, it's like $250 million. It's right in front of Central Park. It's dead center on the park. It has like three storages with you cannot imagine. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. There was another video with an apartment. $50 million. That was a little bit cheaper, but still, it was ridiculous. Also, how expensive it was. And I get it. When you look there, it's an amazing view. The apartment is high class. It's the most expensive in the world, man. I mean, it's like nowhere in the world you will find a more expensive apartment than that. So I think one of the trick is to make it the most expensive, to be like appealing for the people with money. You know, I bought the most expensive. Maybe it's a cheaper than that, but if you make it the most expensive, someone will want to buy it. Probably. But what was funny is that right after that, because my area of interest on YouTube is completely different, I found a guy who has a tiny cabin, but not the one that you would imagine. He actually has a bike, and he attaches this, I don't know how you call it, it's like, it's not even a cabin, it's like a small coffin-like structure where he has a stove, he has his dog with him, and it's enough room for him and for his dog to chill out wherever they go. And it's built by him, like I think that's the cheapest apartment in the world. It has wheels, so it has bike wheels, and it's actually something that he drags with him wherever he goes camping. And both of the videos have millions of views. I mean, even the richest, even the high end, and the self-sustainable, low-priced, there are millions of views. So people in both areas are looking at this, or there are people like me who watch both worlds. But it was funny to see the two extremes. This guy who was happy. I saw another video of him. He's reheating his food. I mean, you understand? In those apartments, you need to have a chef. It makes no sense to live there without having a chef. But this guy was reheating food leftovers, you know. And at one point, he cooked a pizza in a pot. He just put the pizza there in a pot on top of the stove, and after half an hour or whatsoever, I don't know, he opened the lid and he said, I see the cheese is melting. It must be good. He was laying down, chilling out, eating his heated, pre-cooked pizza, and he was super happy. He was like, this is good, delicious. I was like, he was content with literally nothing. I mean, he was completely free. And the other guy who's presenting the apartment was saying being on top of the world is it's a different kind of experience. Of course, it's an experience above the noise. He was describing it. above everybody else because it's the tallest building around. It's a huge skyscraper. It's a new one. I've been to New York 7 years ago, but this is, they opened it in 2021, so I haven't seen it. I was shocked to see that there because I spent like half a day in Central Park. But the two worlds was so beautiful to see one next to the other. And what was also nice is that this friend of mine, my neighbor, she's an old friend, she said, you know, that God lives in both worlds, and she's completely right. I mean, apart from the funny parallel between the two, God really lives in palaces and also in ditches, because He's permeating, He's virtually everywhere, and God lives inside of us. But the difference is if we recognize Him and if we have access to Him. When we are so caught up in that world, because my personal experience now and our experience now with my wife, leaving everything behind and moving into a new country, and basically leaving our careers behind, quitting acting, renouncing everything, moving without the possibility to take many things with us, we started from zero, from scratch. And we had an experience, especially at the beginning, when we were barely making it somehow. And she said, now that we don't have anything, I feel God's grace in every little action, because I see how God is feeding me, and I see how God is taking care of us every moment, giving us shelter, feeding us every day. Because when we had everything, being in Bucharest, having decent jobs with decent salaries, we never thought about it because we had it. But now that we don't have it anymore, every day that we receive something, it's a grace, and you're full of gratitude, and it's like in the Bible when it says, do you think that I will not take care of you? I take care of the birds, all of the birds of the world, and I will not take care of you. And this worrying that you don't have enough, that tomorrow you will not have enough, this is such a big pressure and such a big stress on people. Imagine living in that apartment, having to pay the bills, having to work, to keep being afraid that someone will steal it from you. You will lose your material possessions. This is a huge amount of stress that we don't have now, because we don't have anything. So what is there to lose? Nothing. And it's liberating, and it makes you appreciate the life that you have, makes you be in awe of the miracle of life without being caught up in all those expectations, desires, needs that don't sum up to anything that can be helpful for you to be closer to God. I'm sure there are people living luxurious lives who are truly connected to God. I'm not questioning that, for sure. But having been in the two worlds, having everything, we didn't, we were not lacking anything. We could afford whatever we wanted, and now not having this possibility anymore, and just having just the money to pay the rent and to buy some food. I feel that in having less, you can focus more on God. You can access Him in the heart. You can rely on Him more than rely on you. And it's not because, oh my God, what am I going to eat tomorrow? I have to pray to God. No, it's trusting fully that He will take care of you because you dedicated your life to Him. So it's a matter of perspective. How much are you willing to give from your time, from your life, to God? If you're going to offer everything to God, God will give you everything in return. And it's not about material possessions. It's about having Him, having the love, having gratitude, having your heart filled with that thing that you're longing to feel when you buy stuff. That will never accomplish you. But when you have this love for Him and He's showing you every day that I'm with you in the small details, He will show you this. I think when you live simple, you can listen to Him, because they are above. When they stay in their skyscrapers, I feel that people are above the noise of the street and above the status of others or whatever. But when you stay close to the ground, you're grounded, you're closer to nature, you're closer to God, because you can hear Him properly. The noise in your head is higher when you have a lot of problems and bills to pay and stress to have too much. But when you don't have those things, you're grounded, and you can walk straight without falling from that skyscraper. Yeah, this is just a thought. So, big love, stay grounded, walk straight.